President Obama will address the country tonight on his strategy to defeat ISIS. Hi, I'm Genevieve Wood, and I'm here with Heritage Foundation foreign policy and defense experts Steve Bucci and Nile Gardner with a preview of tonight's remarks. Steve, let me begin with you. What is the significance of the president giving this primetime speech to the American people?
Well, I think it's a recognition that up to this point, the American people have not accepted what the president has said as valid or sufficient, and this is a chance for the president to convince the American people that we need to take some action to address ISIS.
In your view, what does the president have to say the U.S. is committed to doing to actually defeat ISIS or put them on the defense?
I think we need to see the United States deploy more of our special operations forces and more of our air assets to be controlled by those SOF forces, embedded with local boots on the ground to really see ISIS defeated.
Nile, the international community will be watching this as well. What do they need to hear from President Obama?
Well, I think the international community wants to see real leadership from the United States. This is a president who has been leading from behind. U.S. allies want to see a U.S. leader who actually projects real leadership, who is seen as the leader of the free world.
Who do you expect to step up to the plate? I mean, are there certain key allies that we really need to get on board?
I think the most important allies in terms of any international coalition will be Great Britain, Canada, Australia, the English-speaking nations, who have traditionally rallied alongside the United States at times of crisis. But you may see a number of European countries joining as well, and hopefully we will see some allies in the Middle East joining the fight against ISIS as well.
Steve, what is the hurdle the president really has to get over? What does he have to accomplish tonight?
He has to avoid the risk of something he always does, which is to talk about what he will not do and what America will not do. That's a huge mistake that he does pretty regularly. We have to get the message across that we are going to stand firm against ISIS, that it is going to be with international support and help, and that he needs to avoid putting a timeline on it.
And another quick question, does he have to get Congress to jump in on this? I mean, he says there's a lot he can do without Congress. Do you think he does need Congress to give him some sort of authority?
I think he needs to have Congress with heavy consultation and to try and develop the support in Congress. I'll leave to the lawyers to debate whether he needs the formal authorization for the use of military force, but it's always wise to have all of the American government and the American people behind a presidential action.
And Nile, to you, final question. In your view, what is a hurdle the president has to get over?
Well, I think the president has to overcome a huge credibility problem. So far, he's been seen as weak-kneed, dithering, indecisive with regard to the ISIS threat. He has to now project real strong leadership. He has to outline a clear, coherent strategy. And if he does so, I think the U.S. allies will then follow the U.S. lead.
All right, Steve, Nile, thank you very much. And of course, we'll be following the president's speech tonight. For expert analysis from Steve, Nile, and other experts at the Heritage Foundation, tune in to dailysignal.com.